because there's so much exposure. Like we can now watch Dutch style training. You didn't know unless you knew. Like you can watch this, or you can watch tutorials or e-tutorials or whatever it is. You can get so much information and technique breakdowns that you couldn't get. You'd have to travel. You'd have to travel to Thailand to learn that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Now you just watch a video.
Yeah, so was Thailand the only place, and was that the only place you kind of learnt more skills? Like you went to the camp up in Thailand. Was there anywhere else you went to other camps?
No, I went to Myanmar when I went to fight Lethwei.
Yeah.
So, and we trained there, and that was an eye-opener again. It was even rawer, if that's a word.
Yeah, yeah.
Than Thailand. It was like you're driving down the main road, and it's like a city safari. There's like everything, and we trained in like a pergola that was probably less than 2 meters wide, and just down the side of a house. And that was the training camp. And these were guys that are like golden flag winners. Like golden flag is like a world champion Lethwei. Yeah. So I got to train with Lonchor, and I fought Lethwei Machar, which are now both in the Hall of Fame. So,
you fought them?
No, I trained with one.
Trained with one, and then
I fought one.
And
so it was like...
did you pick up a lot of...
Yeah. Pick myself up off the floor, you mean? So it was one of those ones.
That would have been how you learnt, right? They just,
yeah.
You're like, shit.
So what happened is we went over there. So I think it was 2010. I went to Myanmar. We got exemption to come in because it wasn't really open to. It was only expats. It wasn't like tourist or anything. So we got the option. So my brother went and fought. So we had two options. Essentially, we had a fair fight and we'd pay our way.
Yep.
Or we got paid. So we got paid. And it took a harder fight. So I ended up fighting... his name's Lethwei Machar, but he's a great. So if you search anything Lethwei, I still see mates posting stuff about him, and it's like... He's amazing. He stopped fighting, obviously, for a while now, but he's in the Hall of Fame. He was a Golden Flag winner. He was like notorious for... beating tall people.
Wow.
In Lethwei, in traditional rules, there's no weight classes, so it's you fight to knock out. There was no weight classes.
No weight classes.
It was just you fight. So used to were good, you fight.
Oh.
So back in.
So it doesn't matter if you're turning 20 kilos.
Yeah. I mean,
difference.
Yeah. So a lot of the times it was. So we didn't weigh in when we got there. So we had a big press conference. Did all that, and there's no weigh-in, there's no nothing. There's no judges, there's just a ref. And then if you last the rounds, it's a draw. And then if you don't, someone wins.
So last the rounds, it's a draw.
Yeah. So it's like the only way to win in Lethwei is knockout.
Yeah.
So, and if it's not, it's a draw. So it was in a 2-day event, and my brother was the main event on day one, and I was the main event on day two, and it was live through Myanmar. Which was pretty cool.
Crazy.
He's won the guy's fighting, so he was number 3, and apparently Lethwei Machar beat the snot out of him and put him in hospital and stuff. So he was number 3. My brother drew against him, but the fight was raw. Like
it's obviously no gloves and
no gloves. You're allowed to headbutt. The only way to win is by KO. So it's essentially a street fight. You're not allowed to kick him on the floor, but it's not a 3-point contact rule. It's you get taught that if you go to hit the floor, you lie flat because a boot will come.
Holy.
They will try to kick you on the floor. Like it's in motion.
Yeah. As you're following, they'll kick you.
Yeah, but you learnt to
just go out.
Lay flat.
So could you get counted out? Like you get knocked out?
So count. Yeah, they'll count, and then that's your knockout.
Yeah, wow.
So, or they just know because you're out. And then they'll drag you to the corner and let you recover because it's a 1 knockout rule in Lethwei. So in traditional rules, it's called grace. So you get 2 minutes to recover.
Yes. I was about to say
if you can recover, then you can fight again because their belief was anyone can knock someone out once, but to truly win, you've got to knock them out twice.
I think I think I've seen one in a video on like a Facebook just came up randomly like someone knocked one out and then they had that 2 minutes grace and then they were like, rubbing trying to wake him up, but then the guy ended up coming and winning.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
That's crazy. It's
definitely not